CNN chief political correspondent Dana Bash joins us now. Dana, Donald Trump had a lot that he wanted to accomplish this week. The question is, did he?
He seemed to. You know, Republicans are ending this week a lot more settled, seemingly less divided than they were just 1 week ago. But for all the GOP kumbaya this week, there were several notes that didn't exactly hit the way Republican leaders would have preferred.
Even as Republican leaders are getting more comfortable with Donald Trump, there are reminders that the billionaire at the top of their ticket makes for miles of uncharted political terrain, like his refusal so far to release his tax returns.
What is your tax rate?
It's none of your business. You'll see it when I release. But I fight very hard to pay as little tax as possible.
The next president.
The last GOP nominee, Mitt Romney, dragged his own feet on disclosing his tax returns, but eventually relented. This week, the anti-Trump Romney said withholding his taxes is disqualifying. And today, a Republican Party spokesman told CNN it's up to Trump. But
Mr. Trump's got to make a decision sooner rather than later about whether or not to release his tax returns.
on Trump's proposed temporary ban on Muslims, he seemed to soften his stance a bit this week before meeting with Republican leaders who oppose it.
This is just a suggestion until we find out what's going on.
Today, he insisted he would push the Muslim ban as president.
I'm not the president right now, so anything I suggest is really a suggestion. And if I were president, I'd put in legislation and do what I have to do.
There is some evidence the presumptive GOP nominee is settling into his leadership role. When a former longtime Trump butler argued President Obama, quote, should have been taken out by our military and shot as an enemy agent, Trump acted fast, saying through a spokeswoman, we totally and completely disavow the horrible statements made by him regarding the president. But then a story that would only happen with a tabloid-dogged guy like Trump, not a traditional politician. Newly released recordings by the Washington Post reviving a suspicion that swirled about Trump from the 90s.
What's your name again? John Miller.
That John Miller was really Trump, pretending to be his own spokesman when dealing with reporters questioning his business or messy divorces.
Have you met him? Yes. He's a good guy, and he's not going to hurt anybody. The one article said he's going to throw around the apartment is total nonsense. He's going to always treat her well as he treated his wife well.
Today, Trump denied that was him.
I have many, many people that are trying to imitate my voice, and you can imagine that. And this sounds like one of the scams, one of the many scams. Doesn't sound like me.
Now, the Trump campaign is still working, certainly beginning to do so, with the Republican National Committee to meld resources for the general election. That does mean, for the first time, Trump will have to care at least a bit what donors think. And my understanding in talking to sources is that several are concerned about his tax returns, both his refusal to release them and then what's in them once he does. John?
You know, nothing so fickle as a donor and never shy about sharing their opinions. Dana Bash, thank you so much.